Hanaki! Did you know that our souls are connected by fate? What do you know? I'm Yuno Hanaki from production Kawaii's Hanamizuki. Good morning. Happy Fictitious Friday. Friday is in fact fictitious, it's not real. But anyways. I have breakfast. I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat first. We're gonna eat, we're gonna chill for a little bit. Holy. Early flight to catch. Have a safe flight. And a good trip wherever you're going. That was a very morning greeting. I'm dying. I'm dying. Doesn't mean Yuno isn't real? No, it just means that the day isn't real. I am meeting you on a very mysterious day of the week, because I don't think Friday is real. Ah. Okay, enjoy lurking. No problem, no problem. Then we're not real? That's the question, isn't it? Have you looked down at your hands lately? No, no, no. You're definitely real. I'm so hungry. We need to stop. Oni Mama always wants to order breakfast on the days that I have morning streams, because it's like, well, if you can get breakfast, then that means you eat something good and you're full when you start your stream. And I'm just like, thank you, Oni Mama, but the problem is, these deliveries always end up being really late. Because it's a weekday morning and very few people are, like, available to do delivery stuff. It always takes too long. If Friday isn't real, I propose we call the day between Thursday and Saturday Yuno Day. It doesn't really fit the pattern of days of the week. You don't eat breakfast, me eat dinner. Heck yeah. I hope you're eating something yummy for dinner. For all of my complaining about the delivery speed, I am looking forward to eating this bagel sandwich. This is gonna be very yummy. I love bagel sandwiches. Have I said that before? I might have. But I do really like bagel sandwiches a lot. It is my preferred breakfast sandwich medium, I would say. Yummy. You can literally see me moving up and down while I'm chewing. The positioning's a bit weird. Usually I have my phone a little further back for better tracking. But because I needed to push my keyboard away so I wouldn't get food on my keyboard, my phone is now closer to me instead. So it is impacted by the food. Just little behind the scenes things. If it wasn't for the fact I'm waiting to get one when I move out of this box, I would have gotten a desk upgrade by now so that I could have more desk space. Because holy, even after doing my, like, deep clean of my room, I still don't have a lot of room on my desk. This desk wasn't really built to be, like, what's it called? I guess it wasn't really built to have, like, a dual monitor setup sort of thing. This is definitely, like, a desk that's for, like, writing and, like, schoolwork. Because this desk has been with me through, my school experience. Hanaki! Welcome in, everybody. Watching the people trickle. I guess me eating breakfast before starting is the right move. Also, I'll tell you a secret, but, I have to, I also have to set up my slides. So, this kind of works out for me. office desk setup. I need like a bigger office desk for sure. Don't laugh at me. I've been busy and I've also been tired, okay? Ugh. I honestly should have done this prep last night, but I was working on a different project. Sorry, I'm also going to be dying because I still have a freaking cough that won't go away. New desk fund? No, 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 no. Everything needs to go towards, moving into a new box right now. Less so the desk. The desk will have to come after I move. Well, I guess technically everything that goes towards the moving fund could also be used for furniture, but my point is, my priority is being able to get into a new box, and then worrying about luxury is like furniture. I've talked about it before too, but I think I want an L-shaped desk. Is the goal a new box with Onimama or a box without? Ideally a box without. And it's not because, it's not for any, like, negative reason. The best way I can think of to describe this without getting too into detail about my island tasks, is that Onimama definitely requires a bit more advanced care, and probably, like, 24/7 care. And the way things are for me right now, I'm really struggling as is. So I think that we need to get her into a situation where she could have, like, an actual, like, professional taking care of her 24/7. We're not trying to get her into a, like, medical place, but it's, like, there's, like, an apartment, or there's, like, a complex, there's a box complex, sorry, immersion. There's a box complex that's, like, better for her needs, to make a long story short. And it has a really long wait list, so there's no real guarantee of when she will be able to get in, but it also could happen at any time. But it's most accommodating if she goes by herself. If I tried to go with her, it could impact the things that would be available to her. So I want to make sure that she's getting all of the proper care that she needs, and that's why I'm going to be trying to get a box for myself. I mean, I've been wanting to get a box for myself anyway. It's just that circumstances are kind of like pushing me in that direction a bit further. Oh, thank you for the gifted memberships. The carryover from yesterday, I see. But thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yippee!
May the Oni lights guide you back to me.
Yeah, that was a lucky roll. Heck yeah, thank you so much.
May the Oni lights guide you back to me. May the Oni lights guide you back to me.
Still the same day for us? Lit. Convenient excuse. But no, really, thank you. But yeah, that's kind of the goal right now. I just think that, like, based on our current, like, lifestyles and our current needs, that me and Onimama do not mesh. So the goal is to try and eventually get us both out of this current box and into respective better boxes. I'm also going to probably go to a different side of Onigashima, if you catch my drift. So I don't really foresee myself staying, like, nearby, probably. There's just, like, a lot of factors for that as well, but yeah. Those are the current goals. Admittedly, I could probably be doing a better job of saving. But I'm working on it. We're getting there. Oni Papa? There is no Oni Papa in the picture. I think I said this before. But it's always been me and Oni Mama against the world. Well, technically for a long time I lived with my Oni Grandma, but, well, Oni Grandma and Oni Mama at the same time. However, there's never been an Oni Papa in the picture. It's nothing to head pat me over. It's not like... It's okay, it's okay. We're good, we're good. I appreciate the sentiment, but like it's not that deep for me. I like never even really like thought of it as a thing, I guess, or like an issue. I would only know about it when other school kids would be like, heh, fatherless, and I'd be like, huh? What does that even mean? Yes, thank you for the head pats. But no, it truly has always been just, me and Oni Mama against the world. And she's always been, like, super supportive of me, so that's why I want to make sure that I can support her as best as I can. It's a reflex. We see Oni, we head pat. I see. I see. But yeah, I'm gonna try to support Oni Mama, and hopefully we can get her the support that she needs so that she can stay around for a while. That's the current goal. Sorry to get real on a non-existent day morning. But it's like, it's a thing, you know. It is what it is. I know I have to work really, really hard if I want to be able to strike out on my own and get my own box. Travel through more of Onigashima. All of that stuff. Gotta work extra hard. Which is probably exactly why I've been pushing so hard with, streaming and everything. I do appreciate the, sorry for, like, the pause. I am eating. But I just wanted to say that I do appreciate the support, like, genuinely. It is because of you guys that I have been able to take care of Oni Mama these past few months. And also, take care of myself these past few months. It means a lot to me. It goes to good places, I promise. Nothing like getting your hand impaled on horns to show how much you care. Please be careful with your hands. You need those. Good morning. Welcome in. But okay, no more being sappy. I gotta try and finish this food before I spend the entire stream just talking about what I'm not supposed to be talking about, which is random yapping. This stream cannot just become a chatterbox stream. This also cannot be a stream where I don't finish my food. I have to inhale it. We must go faster. We must go even further beyond. Thank you for reminding me. I meant to post the my hand was like flailing because I got excited. I meant to share the link to Inferno. Hold on. I was like in the middle of eating dinner when Reina was like, by the way, I'm posting it. And I was like, oh, now? And then when I realized she was still streaming, I was like, do you need me to make the tweet? And she was like, yeah. But go watch Inferno. If you guys remember during Bunny Garden, this week, this was the thing that I had to do the last minute check on. It was the MV for this. But she kind of wanted to, like, stealth drop it from the beginning, so I wasn't that surprised that she was going to, but I was surprised that, it happened in that particular instant. I was like, I'm eating, but okay. Just Reina things. Affectionate. But yeah, we've been working on this since, when did she first ask me? It was pretty early on. Because I'm pretty sure we started planning it before Ephemera joined the Slack, which means it was definitely before January? And I think it was before December, too. We've been working on this for a while. But like I said during Bunny Garden, it just kind of ended up in production hell. These things happen. There are some bottlenecks that made it a bit difficult to finish up, but I'm glad that it's out now. Was it during 2023? I think so. I want to say maybe we started working on it in, like, November? November-ish? Something like that. I like your eyes. Thank you. I do think they're quite pretty. Since right after debut? Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure Reina wanted to collab with everybody in Hanamizuki pretty soon after we joined. But it looks like my duet was the one that got out first. The power of demons. Which, I mean, accidental spoilers for the fact that she wants to sing with the other two, I guess. But, like, of course she does. Was that the oldest project still in the works, then? Yeah. No? No. Because there's another project that I've been working on with Kaya. I think that's okay to say. I don't know when that's going to come out of production, heck, either. I think I've technically already recorded for it. I'm pretty sure I have. But Kaya gets so busy with Kaya Matsuri that she kind of forgets about, the other stuff. That isn't even a spoiler when it comes to Wayna. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I was jokingly like, spoiler, I guess, but not really. But yeah, no. This would not be the oldest project. There is a duet that me and Kaya have been working on since pre-debut. I say working on, but it's more like I recorded it. I think she also recorded already. But I don't know what state it's in, and I also don't know what our plan is for some aspects of it. But there was a full duet planned for us, or that we planned for ourselves, I should say. That's still in the works. I don't know if she still wants to do that song. Maybe that's why it hasn't come out yet. I might have to poke her about it. Working with Reina and Kaya, a miracle the whole planet doesn't know about it before release. I mean, I keep my cards close to my chest. Me, personally, I don't usually like to leak projects, but, some things I will be willing to talk about. I'm more willing to be candid once the project is out. Or, like, once I know it's coming out, I guess. Because that's what happened with Fukai Mori. Once I was able to put up the teaser, even though I wasn't saying what the song was, or, like, what, the art looked like and stuff, I was at least a little bit more willing to talk about it. But yeah, technically the oldest project is the thing I've been planning with Kaya, and that's still up in the air. There's also another project that I am planning with two kawaii girls, which was supposed to be worked on this month, but I think we are too busy. We've been too busy. That is another thing I need to poke and follow up with everybody on. Ah! There's just so much going on. We're always so busy that it's really hard to, like... I don't really like to be the one that, like, pushes for certain things or, like, certain projects, especially if they're kind of, like, optional or, like, side projects. Unless it's, like, a primary, like, has to be done for, like, an important event type project. I get really shy about poking about progress. Which I need to be better about, honestly. Like, if there's deadlines for something, I need to be better about pushing. But, like, the thing with Kaya, right, is that we were planning that duet pre-debut, but then we got so busy with the rest of our debut preparations, and then debut happened, and then post-debut, that I think it very easily, like, slipped out of our radar. There's actually another song that we were planning to do, too. There's 2 different ones that we haven't gotten around to. And then the joke is that we keep sharing songs to each other that we want to do in the future. We're going to have all of these plans of, like, I want to do this, I want to do this, and then, it doesn't happen, because we're a bit, we're a bit too swamped. But no, I know Kaya gets pretty busy with Kaya Matsuri, so that's probably why that one hasn't really come off the ground. And then the other project, I just need to do some poking, because, like, I don't think any of us have made any progress on it. But I think if we poke and we get the ball rolling on it again, then maybe it'll be okay, and it could actually see the light of day soonish. Because I feel like once we start and, like, once we establish proper deadlines for everything, it'll be a lot faster. And I guess technically that's what management is for too, right? But we're just kind of used to planning things by ourselves. So it's been a bit, you know, crazy. Anyway. But I guess Reina's is, like, the second oldest in terms of things that have gotten done. Which, granted, I think it was able to get done because of management. Management was helping with the production of the MV. I was actually the one who handled contacting the mixer and the artist. Well, I put the mixer forward to Reina, and Reina was like, yeah, sure, let's pick this person. Which, Vesson did an amazing job on the mix. It turned out so clean. And then the mix got finished pretty fast. The art took a little bit longer. Sunny was somebody that Reina suggested, but, like, I handled all the communication with Sunny when it came to getting the art. I also gathered all of the visual references for us. And I saw you guys talking about my art. You guys like the shoulders? That was a choice that I made. I was looking up, like, black and red kimono to kind of fit the, like, more edgy, kind of, like, Hellfire vibes. I think it turned out quite good. Not the awuga with the period. Awuga, full stop. I'll say it again, you know what's up, you know what needs to be done. And this was before, like, we established that you guys even like my shoulders. That was a choice that I made back before we had really gotten to know each other like that. I think it turned out really good. Yippee! I'll bet your back is shocking too. You're frustratingly well hidden. What do you mean by my back? Do you mean like the skin on my back? Because there is a back view on my reference sheet. Sort of. I guess the back view is mostly to see, like, my hair length. Hashtag Yuno back. I don't remember if I've said this, but I've had the thought, and, like, this wouldn't really be possible to work with because you rarely see the back view. But I was thinking about the possibility of having a back tattoo alongside the thigh tattoo. It's kind of the limitation of being 2D, you know, is that, like, most things have to be on, like, the front part of the body, because that's the only part you guys see. I can't really stream with just my backside available. So I've had the thought of, like, there being a back tattoo. Although I think I've kind of shifted my thought to it being more of, like, a chest tattoo. Like, upper chest, maybe? I've been thinking about it. Be the change, be the first VTuber who streams with a back out live 2D model. That would be hilarious, I think. Just the back, the view of the back forever. But if you wanted to be able to see the tattoo, I would have to have my hair up. It would have to be an updo. But yeah, I thought about a back tattoo as well. The idea has since shifted to a chest tattoo because technically there's no such thing as a back view live 2D. But I think that adding another tattoo to me would look really pretty. I don't know what it'll look like yet. Because, like, based on what I've established so far, to get onto the topic of, like, lore, the flowers are there because of the ritual to try and make me a full Oni. So I feel like if there's another tattoo, it would also increase my power level in more ways than one. And then also, increase my power level, and then also it would have to be another sort of theme. I don't think it would also be bellflowers. I think it might have to be something else, which means I'd have to think about a design. And I don't know what that would be yet. What do you mean by this? Smile? What do you think I mean by this? Something like different tattoos drawing on different animals? Kind of. The ritual to try and make me an Oni took place within the Bellflower Garden that's on Onigashima. So that's kind of why the Bellflowers ended up there. I've also just kind of always had an affiliation with Bellflowers, so it kind of made sense for it to be that as the as the first marking. Sorry. But it depends on, like, what the reasoning is for getting the next marking. Technically, in my mind, like, in what I've decided so far, right, is that I think that there are, like, multiple kinds of tattoos. Some are, like, nature-related, some are, like, animal-related, some are, like, various thing-related. It doesn't necessarily always correlate to, like, a power or ability that an Oni has. It's just that it's a marking of them having power. Kind of. At least how I've been thinking of it in my head. I think I need to iron out the power system a little bit more to be more confident in that. But that's kind of what I've been thinking. I'm pretty sure I've decided that, like, the bigger tattoos tend to mean, like, more power. Like, size, and also maybe, like, quantity can also have an impact on, like, power, ability. So I feel like a lot of Oni have, like, really big tattoos, because Oni are big creatures to begin with, but, like, I think a lot of them have, like, really big tattoos, and some have, like, multiple tattoos, like, all over the body. Like an alchemist circle? Kind of. I kind of think of it more like a magical girl mark. Not necessarily that, like, oh, if I touch this, I transform into a magical girl, but, like, in the sense that that's kind of where the power lies. I feel like alchemist circles are more like the mark of a magic user that they, like, leave behind when they use a spell. But, I think it's more just like a, kind of like a brand of sorts. That said, since we have talked about, me being a nature-oriented Oni, then maybe we would go for something, nature-oriented again. Maybe like a tree. A tree. Maybe like some, like, bigger examples of, flowers and stuff. You are limited by smaller size. This is very true. However, if it like scales based on proportion to the body, maybe I could still like match up if I got like a really big tattoo. I don't think I can remember magical girls with branding or tattoos before. Really? I feel like this might be just my brain giving me a false illusion, but I could have sworn in Tokyo Mew Mew they had like marks. I guess if you want another example, you could think of it as like the My Little Pony cutie marks. Although I guess cutie marks are more like personality oriented too. But like it's hard to explain, but I just kind of feel like it's where the magic is like centered. I wouldn't know, that's fair. I wouldn't expect you to. Didn't you have a tattoo somewhere on your arm? No, my tattoo is on my thigh. No tattoo on the arms. So far. Why are you right for that? Aren't those more like birthmarks? Sort of. In My Little Pony, they have to earn their cutie marks. They have to earn it. Like I believe in the Friendship is Magic lore, at least. Everyone starts out without a cutie mark, and you kind of have to like earn it and like prove yourself in something before you get it. I don't remember what the specific reasoning was. I don't know. Is there another flower you could use to be symbolic of something? I mean, that is fair. Hanamizuki as a group and as a whole. God, I'm sorry I keep coughing. We are all flower themed and like flower oriented. So maybe I was thinking about getting the Hanamizuki flower, honestly. But that might be a little bit too on the nose. But I do have plans for like a lore themed cover in like the distant future. Originally it was going to be something that would probably come out within these few months, but due to situations, trademark, there's like other projects that are kind of taking priority for summer, so and the budget is still quite limited, so I can't really plan too many projects. It's usually like one project at a time for me, unless it's like a group project where I can split stuff, but like due to limitations, I don't think I can work on this cover yet, so this might be something I have to save for the 1 year, potentially. But I do have plans for, like, a lore-related, song cover that, is going to be kind of thematic in that way, and I was thinking that that could be the implication of, like, the next marking. It's related to, the fact... Okay. Speaking, like, above table for a second. Breaking immersion once again. But, I've mentioned before that we're kind of in the middle of this arc, right, where Yuno is trying to make connections and like make friends and kind of like take that step forward to like leave the security of being around the Oni, or the lack thereof, depending on how you look at it, to trying to like reintegrate with humanity again. And like my Jedmates, Kaya and Rod, are kind of like the first example of that, because they're like the first two people that I meet as part of that like experience, right? So my thought process is that like those two are kind of the first reasons that I am able to open up to others again. So I wanted to kind of have a cover dedicated to that bond, that like growing bond as Hanamizuki. It sounds so cheesy, but like I wanted to have a cover that like represented the things that they have done for me to like pull me out of that like isolated space. I have like the visuals in my head for it and everything. But like I do try to choose songs, not always, this doesn't always happen, but I do try to choose songs to sing that are like more thematic to like my narrative arc. Like I try to kind of make them fit with my lore in some capacity. And there is a song that this is actually a song that Sora recommended to me a while back, and we just haven't gotten around to me being able to actually work on it, but I can just imagine the secluded Oni having a moon ninja crash through the ceiling and the soul guide just stumbling in. Is she also one of them? As in she being part of Hanamizuki? No. She is in Nova More. Cheesy, I see it as care about them. I mean, I do. I care about them very, very much. That's part of why I want to be able to honor them with that cover. And I think that the song is a really good pick for that. Whenever I can get around to working on it. You make me think of Palette. Oh, Palette's also a really good song, but it's not Palette. I'm keeping it a secret. Once again, we're back to things that I'm keeping close to my chest. You get to know the concept, but I'm not telling you what the song is. But you can probably expect that closer to the 1-year anniversary, probably? Probably. Because, I originally wanted it to come out in summer, but summer is just too busy with projects and things going on, and, I just have too many things to do. It'd be like that. Your secrets are lucky. Shut. Shut. Please. Thanks for making that joke before I did. I really appreciate your focus on Shi's lore. Miss Shi Icho, who is arguably one of the most normal girls in kawaii compared to all of our high fantasy settings. Did everyone meet Shi because you got hungry and entered her cafe? Technically speaking, the only reason that we meet everybody else in kawaii, unless we already have our lore be connected to each other before this, is purely through becoming affiliated with Production Kawaii. So, like, technically speaking, no, it's not because of entering the cafe, but I guess also you could argue that maybe some of the girls did stumble into Shi's cafe at one point or another. But I think technically we all meet through becoming affiliated with Production Kawaii as, like, a company. I know at least we in Hanamizuki have talked about having our lore be connected before that. Like, we met each other before, and then it was the three of us who kind of, like, pushed to enter kawaii together. Love the passion. No, I also love the passion. She normal. I mean normal in terms of lore. I adore Shiicho, but we all can admit she's a weird little gal. Parentheses affectionate. But, like, in terms of her lore, she's, like... Besides being able to communicate directly with dogs, I don't think she has a lot of, like, powers? As far as I know? I don't know for certain. I mean, I'm going to find out a little later once I finish consuming my food and actually go on to what the topic of this stream is. She needs help in her lore. Well, I'm here anytime if Shiicho needs guidance. In my head, I'm imagining Hanamizuki in some kind of Walking the Earth sort of series. What's Walking the Earth? Sorry, I didn't mean to cough while talking. But what's Walking the Earth? I don't think I've heard of that. Technically, she would be the least powerful. Same with Kohaku, I think. No, Kohaku would have more power than she. Based on what I remember of her lore. I love Kino's Journey. I read the manga. And I watched a couple episodes of the anime. But I read the manga. I love Kino's Journey. That was a deep cut. I haven't thought about Kino's Journey in a long time. I meant to watch the remake, but I think I only watched a couple episodes of it. The remake of the anime, I mean. Have the manga, I need to reread it. Yeah, you should. I'm thinking about it too now. But yeah, seeing it in like a Kino's Journey or like that sort of setup, huh? I do feel like that kind of fits. When we were first thinking about our lore, I had the thought that we were kind of being pulled along by Kaya's desire to like become a super powerful singer. And then me and Ron just kind of ended up along for the ride. I have yet to figure out, like, I guess the implication could be that they ended up in Onigashima to take me out. We've talked about our lore being connected through, like, our powers, too. Like, particularly me and Ron having that connection through Ron being, like, a Grim Reaper who, like, escorts souls. And everyone says Onigashima is kind of, like, on the border between the real world and the afterlife to an extent. So it's, like, a certain form of purgatory. I know what you meant, but that was sounded funny. Yesterday was your birthday? Well, happy belated birthday. I hope you had a nice day. Now that you've mentioned the new tattoos, maybe you find Ron and Kaya on the journey to get those? Maybe. The way I was thinking about it with the cover that I have in mind... Oh my gosh, I wish I could stop coughing. I'm gonna scream. The way I was thinking about it in regards to that cover, literally about to cough again. Hold on, I have to... I'm gonna mute my mic and just get a big one out and see if that gets it to stop. Okay. Stop coughing! But what I wanted to say is, based on the, like, idea I have with the cover, this is going to kind of hint at, like, the theming of the song, but I'm still not telling you what the song is. But, like, the theming is, like, how do I explain this? It kind of, focuses on this idea of, like, being... I have to look up the lyrics, actually, it's been a while. My thought with the MV, basically, is the implication that I have felt alone, and that I feel like nobody can break through these, like, walls that I've set up. Let me get the lyrics. It's been a while. This is proof that I haven't really been working on this project, because the freaking... I don't remember the lyrics. Okay. Here we go. Lyrics. Ugh. Cover my keyboard again. Yeah, so there's, like, a particular line in this song that's talking about how, I'm trying to avoid spoiling the song. I don't know if you guys would know it, but, like, I'm trying to avoid spoiling it if I can. But there's a line that's talking about how, like, the singing voice that I let out is, like, trying to seek others to join in. Like, it's trying to, like, reach out for somebody, but, like, it also isn't sure if it's even being heard. So my thought is, like, I'm still feeling the sense of isolation despite having ventured outwards, and then there's going to have to be some kind of reminder, and there's going to have to be, like, a way for... Basically, you know how in Fukaimori, I guess this is going to be me revealing the connection, but, like, you know how in Fukaimori, a lot of that focus is on how, like, a heart has been locked away in, like, the deep forest? Like, literally the Fukaimori. Like, thematically, it's supposed to be the idea of, like, you know, having tried to branch out, but still kind of, like, closing off from others. And then this song is, like, talking about that, like, what it's like to be in that isolation. And then, the ending of this song is going to kind of be Kaya and Ron, like, breaking through that barrier that's been put up and, like, pulling Yuno out from the depths again. Kinda. And that is going to be the thing that's gonna kind of, like, cement the fact that these two are, like, super important to me. And then that's going to lead to the, development of the tattoo. That is my thought. Like, it's going to be through fully allowing them in to the previously locked up heart that is going to allow for that power to kind of be drawn upon. That is my thought, currently. These are all just loose ideas. So emo. Such is my life. Lest we forget, I did have a few Linkin Park songs in my last karaoke. A little bit emo as a treat. But no, based on the song's original video, I have a very vivid image of the art that I want for this cover, too. And it's just a matter of getting there. But I think based on the theming, it would be really nice to aim to have it come out around our 1-year anniversary. So the song is Giving Up by Linkin Park? No! Stop! Stop this. But in the end, she got there. Yeah, I did it somehow. Yippee! LP era, you know. Yeah, I was big into LP. But yeah, I had that era for sure. Obviously, Darude Sandstorm. So true. Me when I am in the sandstorm, and the sandstorm is being Darude. I'd be surprised if you picked Darude. I mean, my senpai asked me to sing it during karaoke, so... I mean, if my senpai chooses it for me. Still waiting for that secret AMV? No! It wasn't to Darude. I don't even want to say the song. In case for some strange reason there was an archive of it somewhere. I do not want to expose... I don't want to expose the person that I was. The real sandstorm was inside her all along. Real. Unleash the sandstorm deep inside of you, Yuno Hanaki. LP's Hybrid Theory is the only album where I like the entire songs on it. Yeah, you know what? That's fair. I love Hybrid Theory. Hybrid Theory and Meteora are both really, really good. Man, you guys bringing up the MV is reminding me of the song that I used in it. It's gonna be stuck in my head. Frick! Now I have to be careful that I don't hum it, otherwise you guys will figure out what the song was. I cannot allow this secret to escape. I can't do this to myself. That would be active sabotage. Earworm, do your thing. No! Do not be an earworm. Surface the repressed memories. You say that, but literally that exact thing happened during the karaoke stream. I was like, I don't know if I can sing this song. It's been so long since I've heard it. And then the minute the lyrics started, I was like, oh, here I go. I know what I'm doing. Like a sleeper agent. It's a quick sandstorm to get it out. It didn't help. The whole time I was doing Darude, I had the other song in my head. I can't win. Such is life. Do the Badger song next? Oh my god, the Badger song? What? That song is so old. Badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom. Badger, 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 badger. Sing faster than your brain? I don't know how to do that. I don't know if I'm good enough at that. I can do that with talking, but I can't do it with singing, I don't think. Don't— Baby Shark! Why are you guys talking about Baby Shark? How dare you? I was in my 200s by the time Baby Shark came out. What do you mean? I was not listening to Baby Shark. of Baby Shark, not to sound like an American, but I watched the Macy's parade, right, this year, and the freaking Baby Shark float had a K-pop group like as part of it, and they like sang they had like an original song for like the Baby Shark movie, because I guess there's a movie. What the heck is going on? But I guess like for the Baby Shark movie, they had this K-pop group sing a song for it, and it actually had like the clips from the original Baby Shark song like in it. And I was like, why? Why though? And I felt like there's a movie. Yes, that's the exact thing that I thought when I was watching the thing, because they were like, promoting the Baby Shark film coming to theaters and blah blah blah. Here's this K-pop group singing their original song made specifically for the movie. And I was like, the what? I had like 8 different strokes. Like my brain blanked out. I was like, okay, that's too many words that shouldn't be next to each other that are just together now. And then I had to watch these K-pop boys do like a shark motion with their hands, like Baby Shark do 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 do, and then it like went into like a normal pop song, and I was like, what does all of this mean? That's crazy. Way too late to capitalize on it. That's what I mean. I was like, it is November 2023, and you are telling me that there is a Baby Shark film coming out. And that the theme song is being sung by a K-pop group? I think it was Enhypen? I believe that was the name of the group. I'm not sure. I think it was Enhypen. Okay, I'm gonna have to show you guys this video now. Hold on, let me see if I can find a video of the performance. Some K-pop groupie has probably posted it, right? I need to prove to you guys that I'm not hallucinating. I need to prove that this is a real thing that happened, because otherwise I don't think you'll believe me. I'm pretty sure you'll just sit there and be like, yeah, okay, you know. Sure. But you have to believe me. Did I go smash my head on a wall? Nope. You're gonna have to look at the video with the rest of us. Let's see. I think it was Enhypen. Enhypen. Yep. Enhypen Baby Shark. Bro. I am begging. I am on my hands and my knees. What the heck do you mean? Okay. I found the video. I want you to understand the way that I felt. You have to know what I experienced. Literally, when I watched this, I was just like, what do you mean? What is happening? Where am I? Can you remind me of the Baby Shark song? No, I won't. It's a trap for you to get Baby Shark stuck in my head, and that won't happen. I'm too old for this. Praying whatever it is doesn't exist. Sorry, bro. It exists. There's the link. This is now required to watch. This is a required viewing. You have to understand what I went through. I'm opening incognito. You have to understand. I think I went through like this freaking how many stages of grief are there? 8? I went through all the stages of grief watching this live. I was like, literally, what am I being forced to look at with my eyes? There's also like an actual music video on the Baby Shark like channel of like these freaking K-pop boys with like shark sonas. They have like a video of them with their freaking shark sonas. How am I supposed to deal with this? I'm dying. You're welcome for the information. You must live with the cursed knowledge as must I. Anyway, point is, sorry, I'm laughing, but my point is, every time I think of Baby Shark now, I think about this K-pop performance, and I'm just like, what? I'm glad I have no investment in K-pop. Neither do I! I couldn't even remember what the name of the group was until, like, I really dug into the trenches of my memory. I have no investment in K-pop either. But I remember during the, during the parade, like, in between commercial breaks and stuff, they'd be like, get ready for ENHYPEN's live performance. And I was just like, oh, cool, they got, like, a K-pop group or something. I wonder what it's for. And then they said it was for the freaking Baby Shark float, and I was like, the what float? And they were like, to promote the Baby Shark movie. And I was like, the what movie? You have to understand. You have to understand that I feel like I lived through a cultural shift. I think something shifted within the universe on that particular day, on that particular time. No. The world changed forever. And so did I. The Oni was never the same after that. It took too much psychic damage. Literally, the psychic damage, I was so stunned. I literally was just looking at my screen with the widest possible eyes, like, what? What am I looking at? Imagine how many clueless people were watching this. That's what I mean. Like, there were probably so many K-pop girlies who tuned into the parade specifically to see the ENHYPEN performance, and then they had to find out that the ENHYPEN performance was affiliated with Baby Shark. Not just affiliated, but, like, directly references Baby Shark. And, like, their dance has them making a little chomp-chomp motion with their hands. Like, what? What? It's crazy! Bizarro world. Anyway, if you want to feel particularly cursed... if you want to feel particularly cursed... here is the official video from the Baby Shark channel with their shark sonas in the thumbnail. Actually, no. I'm not gonna link you the video because I've already ruined your minds, but I'm going to show you the thumbnails. You have to see their shark sonas. You have to understand what I am being forced to look at right now. You have to understand what I'm looking at. Stop, no, I will not stop, actually. This is, what you signed up for by being, by being a viewer. Unfortunately, this is what you have to do now. This is just the experience that you have to have. I'm sorry, but I'm also not. Okay. Anyway, I'm getting rid of this search from my eyes. It's very unfair that we can't do this back to you. Wow, she hates us? No, I just think that we all should be suffering together. Isn't that what you're supposed to do when you care about somebody? Don't you just want to, like, share in their suffering? Isn't that how it's supposed to be? The song is catchy. Oh no, it's infecting you! Don't let it win! You have to listen to a good song if you want to save yourself. Anyway, please look at their shark sonas. Please look at these shark sonas and tell me that we live in a hell world. Because why do I have to look at this with my eyes? Why does it have 3 million views? Why are they so fleshy looking? Like, they're supposed to be sharks, right? Like, these are supposed to be what the sharks look like? They're supposed to be sharks? They're sharks? What a horrible day to have eyes! PK Shark Sodas win! I will say, there is 7 of them, and there are 7 people in Aonia and Novamore. I'm just saying, next Idol concert? Why do the sharks have hair? I'm crying. I'm in tears. I hate this. Don't you put that evil on us? What do you mean? What do you mean? I think it's perfectly a normal thought to have. I think these are... yeah, management? Management? I'm telling you, look how many views this video has. I just think... management? Even the re-upload, like the second version, I don't know what the difference is. I think one is like a lyric video. Even the second version has 1.3 mil, so like management? Listen. Listen. I just... Listen? Listen. Please send it to Charlotte. Why would I send it to Charlotte? I feel like Charlotte would just be like, what is this for? This is what they mean by anything for the views. Uh-huh. Man. Okay, I'm closing this now. I've burned your eyes enough, I think. I think management will be like this. You have a lot of faith. Bold of you to assume that Sora wouldn't laugh alongside me. Even if it is a laugh of pain. At least have the backbone to make it Aonya and Hanamizuki? What? No! Why? Why would I do that? That doesn't even make sense. We don't even have 3D. There is no reason for me to do this. Quick, show Yuno spicy art. Okay. We can wait forever. Oh yeah, I finally got the art files for the swimsuit art from management. Do you want to see the version without the jacket? Will that make you feel better? Oh, sorry, it's gigantic. Hold on. Why when add file to OBS it does not resize to previous file? Anyway, does this make you feel better? For the record, Mr. Neil, this is a swimsuit. This is a swimsuit. This is a bikini. This is a swimsuit. I have restored your vision. Do you feel better? Sorry, I'm still talking in my gremlin voice. Well, do you feel better? Maybe having eyes is not that bad. Yeah, see, you're healed. See, perfect. Everything's fine. Were you having a nice time on the beach? Yeah, obviously. I love the beach. Onigashima is a giant island, so I love the beach. Okay, there's your food. Are you happy now? What was your initial reaction to seeing the non-jacket? I was like, whoa, the Yunos are Yunoing? I time. Thank you forever. Thank you for the super chat. What about dessert? Oh, so greedy. Reparations? What do you mean reparations? But no, thank you for suffering with me. That has been a brainworm that has not left my head since I watched the parade, honestly. What parade? We already forgot. True. I will say though, when I first got this image, or when I saw this version without the jacket, I was like, whoa, the Yunos. But also, like, you can't see my cursor, which was probably for the best, but look at the thigh, and like, look at where the string of the bottom of the bikini is. That squish? Yes. That squish? Peak perfection. Those were the two places that my eyes went first. The bunos and the hip squish. Yes. Those were that was my initial reaction. I was just like, whoa! Haven't stopped looking at that squish. It's good. You can't really see it as well on the, in the version with the jacket, which is fine. The version with the jacket is cute.
It's a super chat, so that means it deserves a super jingle.
There's your super chat alert. Thank you. But yeah, the squish. Thick, but with 5 C's. That's how you know it's thick. That's how you know. Okay. I'm almost done with my food. Are you guys proud of me? I managed to eat relatively quickly, kind of. This is confirmation that you're being nerfed significantly by the kimono. Yes, I've said it before. But kimono are actually, like... Because there are so many layers and because it has to be tied so tightly on the body, it does, like, nerf you. For lack of a better term, it does, like, it does a lot of compression. Have we analyzed colors yet? No. I'm almost done with my breakfast, though, so we'll be starting soon. Hi, Lua! We'll be getting there soon. I was trying to finish my food because it's in the way of my keyboard, but we'll get there soon. I also have to finish setting up the slides. Those are also almost done. I just have to get everybody in order. Okay. Food done. You're eating peanuts? No? I was eating a bagel sandwich and potato. Rustle sound? Yeah, that was me throwing the bag away. I had to throw away the wrapper. It is not peanuts. I don't usually go for, like, peanuts themselves. Usually if I want a peanut something, it's like a peanut butter thing. I like peanuts, though. Okay. Alright, let me finish making these slides really, really fast. It'll be quick, I promise. Because it's just a matter of taking the images and setting them up on the slides themselves. What do you mean unsupported image type? What do you mean by this? It's literally a PNG. What? Why do you want to distract me? Do you not want to get to the actual content or what? You guys are so silly. Okay, wait. Maybe if I add these to my drive as things, maybe that will allow me to add it to the slides. Bro, the hoops that I have to jump through, the hoops that I must hoop. I can't believe. Alright, I have to try it this way now to see if this will make the images work. Hup. Is it one of those cursed WebP? Well, they were WebP at first, but I saved them all as PNGs. But for some reason, trying to add them to the, slideshow, it was like, I don't know what this file is. Buh, buh, buh. So dumb. Alright, I'm gonna try it this way. There we go. Yippee! This did work. Sick. The curse of WebP is strong. For real? I still haven't figured out why WebP is necessary. But no, it's gonna be fast. I have to add everybody's full bodies to the slideshow. So that's what I am doing right now. And then I'm also gonna have to set up so you can see the slideshow. Something better storage. Yeah, so I have heard. Shame it isn't more popular. How dare you say that in my chat? I hate WebP. WebP sucks! Nothing can be read by it. The fact that everything is suddenly starting to shift towards WebP before places are ready to even read the file format is so dumb. That's just such a silly thing to have happen. How dare you? Okay, that's fine. Okay. You can change the file type by typing it in. I know! I did! But for some reason, uploading it from my files to Google Drive, it's like, I don't know what this file is. So I had to manually upload all of the PNGs to Google Drive and then transfer it from the folder to the slideshow. But it's fine. It's whatever. Minor thing. But no, I did manually change the file type for all of them. I painstakingly went through the process. What happened to being able to choose what type you wanted it to be? I wish I could tell you. I don't know why it'd be like that. Why does Google have a Goofy voice? Because my mockery voice sounds like Goofy, I guess. That is my voice of mockery. Okay, and then we need Isla-sama. Isla-sama's image is so small. Isla-sama, why you small? There we go. Okay, Novamore next. Wua. Okay. And then Nami. And then Shiicho. If you wanted a real answer, WebP was created to allow website creators to have high-quality images on their website with smaller file sizes. Yeah, I know. People are already talking about file sizes and, like, it being more manageable that way and stuff. So, like, technically, I know this. But, like, I think they shouldn't have rolled it out so widely before more applications and or other various places could read WebP. Because the fact that, like, most, if not all, Google images end up being WebP files makes no sense considering Google Drive, or Google Slideshow, I guess, cannot read WebP. Well, it can't read PNGs that were converted from WebPs for whatever reason. Okay, now Hanamizuki. And then we've already technically looked at mine, but I will still include it for the sake of completion. And then my wife. And then our weird baby. And then I have to do ephemera, but the problem with this is that theirs are spread everywhere. Ha 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 ha. Crazy. Tomoe. I guess we'll go next. This one can go next. Oh, she's kind of hard to see. I feel like you can already guess who I'm talking about because of that comment, but anyways. This one. This one. And then this one. And then this one. Yippee! Okay. They're all added. Now I have to do the painstaking work of, making sure you guys can see the slideshow. I know how to do this part, though. It's just a little bit annoying. Okay. To the presentation room. I forgot to put the chat on this screen. Sorry, you're in the void for a moment. I have to fix some things. But what else is new? Sorry, I can't believe you have to see me like this. Crazy. Getting my notes, will this be on the exam? Maybe. Okay, let me get chat. It's okay, guys, I've got you. I'm literally copying the link to you right now. It's like I am holding you. I'm holding you in my hands. The ONI exam. Still got the ASMR sensor up? This isn't my game stream. This is the, this is my, presentation screen. This is where I go whenever I have to do presentations. Okay. There you go. There you are. Hi, chat. And then... This should be right. Oh, you can't really see. Whoops. Nene's head got cut off a little bit, but, Alright, hold on. Let me see if I can fix the size. It's there. I just have to fix the size. Hold on. She's a little too big. I mean, some of the others might be a little too big, too. Hold on. I was trying to adjust size for some of them because I felt like the images were too tiny, but that might have messed up the fact that their heads are being cut off. No, stop saying things like this. Do not slander me in this way. I didn't do anything. The images were just a bit too big. Oh, I think the rest of these are fine because I didn't really mess with them. Okay. You still can't see what is happening. Hold on. Oh, it's because literally the top is literally cut off is the problem. Hold on. Hold on, I got this. Boop. There we go. Now you can see her. I love how two people said that her head is in the clouds. Haha, get it? Anyways. Her head grew. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Anyways. So, Miss Nene Amano. Nene doesn't have a lot of color, at least in this outfit. For the record, I am using everyone's like default key visuals just to make it fair. I know some of the girls got updated ones with new outfits and stuff, but for now we are sticking with the initial ones, like the first ones, because most of us, or well, most. Hanamizuki and Ephemera at least only have the one key visual, so yeah. Who dat? Who dat? It's Nene. Okay, so that said, there aren't a lot of colors here. The primary one, of course, I think is Nene's kind of iconic, like, baby pink. And I know her, like, primary, like, idol color is white. We're going to kind of stick to our understanding of both, I suppose, and how it might relate to, her lore and things like that. I know that her lore changed slightly. I remember you guys telling me about that, so there is that aspect as well. Let me relock these sources so I don't move them. There we go. Innocence and femininity, yes. That is what pink represents, yes. Don't forget her black hair. Doesn't it look bluish in this image? I feel like it's more blue than anything. But it is dark. It is like a dark hair color. But for these purposes, rather than like hair color a lot of the time, I mean, hair color does help, but I tend to go more based on like outfit, because that's more of like a choice, quote unquote. A character choice in this sense. Because I know with the default outfits, we technically don't get as much choice, but she'd say it's desaturated blue. Yuno passed the desaturated blue, not black check. Hey, I've said before, I have pretty good color vision. I see the desaturated blue very easily. But also, I just think her key visual makes it more obvious that it's blue compared to the model. I don't know why it's so dark on the model, but anyway. White and gold, stop. Anyways. Yeah, pink definitely, I think, suits Nene, though. Her colors indicate to me cute and casual, very comfy. I would agree with this. I would agree with this. Let me minimize this really fast so that I can look at you guys properly. There we go. The outfit choice does also scream very cute and casual, too. This vibe is just like... I don't know if she's just managed to, like, really make it work for her or what, but this just feels very Nene. Like, everything about it just, like, it makes perfect sense based on, like, who she is, personality-wise. And then, of course, we have the little Tenshi hair clips. We have the white angel wings there. We've talked about white before, but it's, like, purity, also a form of innocence. It all kind of, like, forms together to, like, innocence in general. This outfit is not landmine. You don't know what landmine is. Do not go throwing around terms you do not understand. This is just a girl wearing a cute outfit. Nothing about this is landmine. Landmine is way more, like, extra. This is very plain in comparison. How dare you? Do not say that about our lovely Tenshi. Rude. This is not Jirai-K! Besides, like, the ribbons on the arms, nothing about this is Jirai-K. You are incorrect. What does the hole in her sweater represent? All of the love that she has in her heart, because that's where love is stored. In the heart. Get it? In the heart. Yeah, exactly. There's not enough frills for it to be Jirai-K. I mean, it has the basics, but, like, very barely. I think it needs way more frills to be more Jirai-K coded. For right now, I don't agree. Anyways, before we get too distracted by, like, labeling the outfit style, which we really shouldn't be doing here because it's more about colors, we could also make an argument, if we're going to talk about the blue hair color, we could talk a little bit about, the implications of, like, goodness and, like, loyalty and, like, the kind of affiliation with, like, knights and, like, upstanding, like, rules and things like that. I do think Nene is a pretty strong enforcer of her own rules. I think she very much knows what she is about and is able to, like, make sure that everybody in her streams knows what's going on. They know what they're about. Knights or Knights? Knights with a K. I can also see the idea of, like, calmness. Nene does have, like, a very soothing aura during her streams as well. Agreed. Okay. I'm going to kind of noom through some of these because I have things to do. But yes, I think this is a pretty good, like, base assessment for Nene. In relation to her lore, though, with her actually, like, being hold on, I have to pull up everybody's lore again. I need another page. Production kawaii website, help me. Nene. A cheerful guardian angel living in the clouds.
May the only lights
Watching
guide
over
you back
humans
to
is
me.
her duty. Not looking forward to work today, but you've already made my day less bad. Definitely checking the VOD on this one. Thank you! Good luck with work. Do your best. Get through it. It is Friday. It is the only day left. You will be strong. Guardian Angel. Okay, so Guardian actually kind of fits with the fact that I was reading a little bit of, like, a knightly vibe from the blue. A little bit of a more literal interpretation, I suppose. I'm going to be consulting the lore pages after the color analyses, because I think that that will kind of help us gauge based on what we got out of the colors. Watching over humans is her duty, as well as her favorite pastime besides watching anime. Direct contact with humans bring a positive impact to daily lives. Yeah, I think everything that we took a look at suits Nene's overall lore. Or at least the description on the website. Okay. Let's get through these. Let's Neum. Wayna! Wayna-san. Okay, so going back to that idea of pink. One of the things about pink, too, besides representing femininity, is just, like... It's a very, like, loving color. Since it's close to red, and red is a color that's associated with most, if not all, strong emotions, I think that Reina being super freaking pink makes a lot of sense. She feels those emotions very strongly as well. It's very close to red. She's also got, like, hints of white, which is very interesting, too, because of the fact that she is a demon. Reina is the other side of pink, very hyper cute. This is also true. Hyper cute, very girly. It's considered a very feminine color. And then, of course, her image color, her idol color is yellow, which is also known for being, like, associated with, like, happy vibes. It's also known as a creative color. Although I think in my actual presentation, we decided that orange was going to be the true color for creativity, but yellow is associated with creativity as well. It's a very warm color, very bright. I think the best thing about Reina's color palette is that it's so bright, and that really fits with her personality. Because she is a very bright presence overall. Also, her eyes pop out really, really well. This is more just like a comment on the aesthetic of her design. I don't think the eyes particularly mean anything specific. But I just really like how her eyes pop out. She's cute. I love Reina. Anyway. She's got, like, hints of black, which I think kind of hints at the more, like, demonic nature. And this is something that she kind of capitalizes on a little bit in her newer outfit, which is a combination of, like, purple and black and, like, those kinds of darker colors. It's actually very interesting that she chose purple for her ascension to queendom, because as we said when we were talking about color analyses, purple is considered a very royal color. It usually represents royalty to an extent, and also, like, magical energy. So she, like, gained more magical powers, and then also the purple to, like, represent royalty really fits with the fact that she's now the Queen of Hell. I know I said I was gonna analyze the original outfits, but I wanted to bring that up because of the symbolism. Anyway. Reina will be the one exception, I guess, but I wanted to bring it up because I thought that the parallels were really good. You get, like, the hints of, like, that demon side with, like, the black accents in her V1 outfit, and then you go to her new outfit and you see the color switch. The color palette switch actually makes a little bit of sense thematically, besides it being just because it's her favorite color. Anyway. That's Reina. That's our Reina-san. Okay. Charlotte Suzu. So Charlotte's color palette has a mix of a lot of colors, so... One of the things I want to point out right away, at least, besides, like, the blueness of her top and then, like, the pink accents and all of her bows, I really like that one of the other core colors is, like, brown. You really see it in the skirt and then in the knee-highs and the shoes. Have you already talked about Isla-sama? Not yet. Isla-sama will probably be next. But I think that the brown is actually a very interesting choice. I think it's really interesting when looking at Charlotte because we discussed how brown is a very down-to-earth color because it's literally the color of Earth. But it's a very grounded color. It also usually represents people who are, like, more working class versus purple being for, like, the royal classes. And, you know, Charlotte is a very hard worker. She's constantly on that grind, doing stuff, taking care of her dampier duties, as one would call it. I think that the brown is, like, a really nice color for Charlotte for that reason. It, like, really ties into her personality. Charlotte's colors tell me prim and proper, maybe more reserved. Definitely reserved. I think that the blue kind of fits with that, like, whole... We talked a bit about red Oni and blue Oni when I was first introducing the colors, but, I think that the blue does kind of fit with that more, like, cooler, kind of, like, reserved vibe. Because she's a little bit more closed off than some. Nothing wrong with that, of course. And then, you know, flashes of pink for that, like, girly, feminine side, that like feminine innocence. But I really like the browns in the skirt, because I really feel like that color suits Charlotte quite well. She's that IRL, but not the character. Well, I mean, the character is like a little bit more tsundere, sure, but like I still think that the brown like fits. I think a lot about like the hardworking side of Charlotte and how that kind of plays into her as a character as well, though, because I do think that that suits her still. Yeah, it kind of relates to IRL personality, but like I do think that a lot of these things that we are saying do also apply to the character. But that's just me. Yeah, the character description on the website is definitely The character at Inception wasn't particularly meant to be down to earth. I was going to say, I'm looking at the description on the website. I can understand where the discrepancy seems to be. But what I'm trying to say is, like, the like character being presented, I do think it still fits Charlotte. But it is kind of funny that her description on the website is so, like, with an immature appearance and mental age who is still growing up. Like, they're trying really hard to, like, hammer in that she's, like, childish. And she does have those moments, but I think that, like, even looking at this character description, I can still see why brown is a good color, just because she's a hard worker. With the character description, it's talking about how she wants to make a lot of friends and, like, have the most friends in the human world and all of that stuff, which is a very cute description. But, like, the brown could then represent, like, being a hard worker in that regard, too. Like, that desire to, like, make connections with people. With purple being a royal color, when people think of royalty, they sometimes think of people who are closed off or out of touch. I think that brown would then be the opposite of that, where they are probably, like, super in touch with what's going on around them and are really able to, like, advocate for themselves. So, to me, I do think that the colors still fit. You need to be a full adult to enjoy Charlotte's jokes and streams. True. I feel like you could say that for a lot of the girls. When I first saw her design, it gave a very smart but younger personality vibe. Yeah, I can see that. Make connections with humans, where have I heard that? I don't know. Whoa, weird, that's crazy. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the Charlotte Suzu. This is also a brief reminder of the disclaimer that I usually give, but, like, color analysis does not necessarily mean anything about, like, actual personality or, like, actual, like, character stuff. It's mostly, like, a tool that you can sometimes connect to a character's story and things like that, but it's not the end-all be-all. Just a reminder. It's just for fun. It's just to be a little silly. Be a little goofy, a little silly. Okay. The Isla Coleman of the Isla Coleman channel, Aira Koruban Kawaii. This is just a personal thought. I don't remember if I've ever heard Isla-sama say this, but sometimes when I look at this design, I don't really see princess. Like, I know that she's a princess because of, like, knowing her, but then when I look at this, it doesn't read princess initially. However, counterpoint, all of the blue in the design really does scream royal. Because blue is also kind of considered a royal color, because of its association with, like, knights and stuff like that, like people who, like, represent justice. I do think that blue is, like, the secondary most common color to represent royalty. So I think that the blue helps out with this design in terms of making it look more princess-like, but royal blue, yellow, blonde screams royalty to me. I suppose the blonde could also help. More like a runaway princess. I mean, wasn't that kind of part of her original lore? I have to double check. Isla Coleman, what was your lore? Got transported to Earth to study our society. Oh, she's also going after world domination now after she discovered the internet. Does this look like someone who could dominate the world? My vote is yes. Okay, so yeah, the whole thing about this, these colors is that it's primarily like yellow and blue. And then like the accent color being white, primarily. Lots of yeses. What do you mean X? How dare you? Don't say that about Isla-sama. The yellow in front makes it look a bit like an apron. Kind of. The suspenders kind of make that illusion too. I mean, we know because of her lore video that she has worked very hard since coming to Earth, so that could be part of this too. Like, this outfit could just be, like, the one that's, like, most comfortable for her to get a lot of work done in. But, yeah, so going back to yellow, yellow is once again a very bright, happy color, usually associated with, like, creativity and, like, high energy stuff. Lots of, like, warmth, that kind of vibe. I think that that fits Isla-sama very well. She's very warm. She's also very silly, and I think that yellow kind of represents that idea of, like, not just, like, happy, but, like, that kind of joyful happiness where, like, you feel like you're gonna laugh a lot. I feel like yellow is kind of a color that represents, like, a... like, laughing. That sort of happy. And, like, the glimpses of white could also, like, imply the innocence that Isla-sama has because she's new to Earth, compared to what it was like in Vistinia. That's kind of the vibe that I get from this. Warm? Why are you saying, Isla-sama is a very kind person. I know you might not believe me, but she's quite kind. She has her moments. There is a certain irony with the fact that she's got a lot of blue, which is a very cool color, and then the yellow, which is a very, like, warm color. So she has kind of this duality of, like, warm and cold, which I guess fits with the whole tsundere thing that is in her character description. It kind of fits. Like, she's actually got, like, colors that are, like, not necessarily directly opposing, but they're a bit contradictory. Isla Coleman. Ah, yes, Thugdere. How could I forget? But that's kind of the general vibe that I get from her primary colors. Okay. I believe now we are on to Novamore, so I'm going to pull up the Novamore section. Isla Coleslaw, man. Stop! Do not slander her like this. Not the coleslaw. Please. Okay, Lua. Lua's is a little bit blurry. I apologize. I love Lua's design. I think I've said this before, but, like, I love Lua's design. It's so pretty. Anyway, Lua's pretty. So, we get a lot of, cooler colors with Lua. Not a lot of warm ones. Obviously, it's, like, a lot of, purple and blue in the upper part, and then it's interesting how, like, these lower parts here kind of have that, like, gray and brown sort of vibe. I really like, the contrast with that, though. I love everything but the torn stockings. I mean, I think the torn stockings are kind of cute. It looks like it might be asymmetrical. I don't think the stockings on the other leg are torn. I think it's just the ones on that leg. But yeah, thinking about the purple and the blue, very royal colors. Once again, we're kind of looking at, like, a royal vibe. I'm pretty sure she doesn't have that in her lore. Isn't she kind of pastel colored? What do you mean? What do you mean pastel? None of this is pastel. Pastel is very pale colors, very bright. I feel like Lua's color palette is much darker than that. She has a more mature color palette in comparison. Torn stockings have lore for itself? Really? I didn't know that. I guess it helps that I've got a couple burblings in chat. I didn't know about that. But no, I don't think it's very pastel. At least not to me. And I would know. I love pastel colors. But again, purple and blue, very, like, royal-oriented colors. Lua's colors give me an adventurous vibe, like a wanderer. I was going to say, the darker colors, like the grays and, like, the browns, do give me that feel of somebody who's, like, more down-to-earth, more grounded. Ironic, because she's a bird person. But, like, I do kind of get the sense of, somebody who is, like, an adventurer. Somebody who is, like, basically willing to, like, pull themselves up by their bootstraps and get a lot of work done, which I think suits Lua's personality. Ironic because she's wearing heels. Heels typically aren't the best for walking, but they're kind of short heels, which might be okay. The pose is very dynamic, that's true, but this is a little bit less about the pose and more about the colors. Birds have to be on the ground sometimes. Real! This is true. I would agree. I do really love the, like, purple to blue on, like, the wing part of the jacket. Very cute. Earth colored is fitting since the burbs in Burb Dimension lost their abilities to fly. Oh! Yeah. I like that, actually. That explains a lot. Yeah, so the earthy tones would kind of work for her then, if that's part of her established world building. I'm pretty sure she isn't, like, royalty for where she's from, right? I don't think so. It's very interesting that she's got that kind of color palette going on the upper part, though. The thing with the ombre, I'm not really sure how to articulate the reasoning for it, or, like, what the color coding could mean. But, we've still got, like, that purple, which is kind of like that more regal, mysterious. She's just from there. That's what I thought. I was fairly certain there was no royal aspect. But it's hard to tell. There are a lot of VTubers who will choose to be royalty, even if their design doesn't necessarily scream it. So that's why I was curious. So we've got the blonde, too, which could represent that feeling of, like, joy and happiness. But it's also a more muted yellow, which makes me think, she has a more reserved kind of happiness. I feel like when colors are more muted or, like, grayed out, it kind of leads to, like, a more mellow interpretation of the color. Maybe mellow is the wrong word. But, like, it's less extreme, basically. So I feel like even though it's, like, yellow, and normally yellow is like, oh, happiness, bright energy, blah, 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 blah. But I think that this is a very, like, because it's a softer yellow, I am seeing a more, like, reserved sort of, like, happy energy. Which I also think suits Lua. She kind of has this, like... How do I explain this? Like, she can be funny, goofy, silly, but it's in a less, overt way compared to some of the other girls. I think she's, a lot calmer. But she still has those moments of being a little bit silly, which is probably why that yellow is there. Like, it's a certain kind of, like, happiness and, like, silly energy. But it's not always as, like, boldly forward. To me, it screams earth tone. Her hair? I mean, kind of. It doesn't really give me earth tone, but I can see where you would think that. And then again, we could talk about, like, the brown in the stockings that's, like, also representing, like, down to earth. We describe Lua as a sleepy Onesan. Yeah. I can kind of see that working with this. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the outfit, like, at face value. I'm gonna look at the lore and see how much this matches up. Lua. Originally came from a parallel universe where humans evolved with the characteristics of birds. One day she fell over while practicing singing and woke up in a different world. Living in Japan, she found out about VTubers. Okay. Practicing singing. Okay. So she is, like... She's known for being a songbird in her other world, I suppose. If she was practicing it, that must have been, like, one of the key things that she was doing. She basically got gotcha'd? Really? That's a funny thought. But that does give, like, okay, so she was kind of a songbird. Admittedly, I don't see a lot of that in the design. I wouldn't, though then again, besides the, like, kind of wing look of the sleeves, I wouldn't really read bird. Yeah, she was isekai'd in the official lore. I do remember this. So she and Nami are both similar in that they were both kind of isekai'd. Although Nami's is a reverse isekai. Speaking of which, Namiji Phrygia. Nami. So, you know, healer, usually associated with, like, holy magic. Clerics are usually affiliated with, the church or, like, some sort of, like, religious entity. You very much can see that in Nami's design. Bobibi. What a name. Yeah. The beloved Harmacist. She does very much, like, fit, like, the healer vibes. Her design is, like, perfect for it. The veil, I think, is also a very interesting choice because of the kind of, like... I don't want to say it like this because I feel like Nami would just side-eye me to death, but... there's something about the veil that kind of evokes that, like, wedding sense of purity. Don't tell her I said that. But, like, everything is very, like, focused on, like, the purity of, like, the church. Lots of white, and then the gold accents, yeah. It also lends itself well to the holy vibes. Like, it's obvious that she has that, like, pure... that pure aesthetic to her. I can feel her side-eyeing you across dimensions. That's why I'm saying don't say anything. But that was something I thought when I first saw her design. Before I, like, got to know who she is, I had the thought that the veil was, like, kind of wedding coded. But, like, I don't think that's actually true for her. The flowers, I think, are also a nice touch. We could go into the symbolism of, like, the white flowers if I knew what the flowers were. They kind of look like roses, but I don't want to make an assumption, because I don't know. This blue is very mystical. I don't know about mystical. But blue is usually associated with, like, soothing auras, and, like, a lot more of the, like, cooler personality types, which I do think kind of suits Nami to an extent. I also know Nami can be quite goofy. The flowers are Phrygias? Or roses? Are they roses or Phrygias? Two conflicting pieces of information from two different Hiroji. Wait. Anyways, I don't know what the flowers are. But technically we would have been able to talk about Harakotoba a little bit if I knew. But, so to me the blue kind of fits the, like, cool side a little bit more so than calming. Although I do think that she can be quite calming as well. But I do think that, like, everything about her design is, very much coded to be a healer. They're just roses? Oh, okay. White roses, huh? Interesting. Speak her name thrice and she shall appear. Nami. So true. Better than any Beetlejuice. Hi, Nami. They looked like roses to me, but I didn't want to, like, assume, because I don't... I know flowers, but I don't know flowers. Did she side-eye? I don't know. I didn't get a DM of a side-eye. Hi, Nami. Don't bring it up! If we want to assume that she didn't hear it, don't bring it up directly! What the heck? Sabotage. How dare you do this to me? In my own home. Tamagotchi, you traitors. I was going to say, I don't think she herself is directly a slime. I know she has the little, like, slime friend on her head more often than not, but, I don't think she herself is a slime. As far as I know. I could be wrong. She's side-eyeing me from just outside. Oh no. I'm about to suffer from the harm assist firsthand. It's okay. It's worth it. Anyways. I do remember, according to her lore, she was specifically an RPG healer that got reverse isekai'd. And it was something about her party, her adventuring party, right? Let me look at this. As a healer, she went around helping people all over the world in her adventures with the hero, but something strange happened where she developed a heart and will of her own. Okay. They are both Nami, so the slime is also Nami? Holds my head. She did a single in-character short video describing it. I feel like I remembered something about the traveling, like, adventuring party. I think from the lore video, but admittedly, the lore videos haven't fully stuck with me. I probably should rewatch them at some point. But, like, purely based on the lore that's on the website. Heart and will of her own. I kind of wish that there was something here that, like... This is just, like, wishful thinking. I know, obviously, nothing can change about the initial design. But I kind of wish there was a way that could have been represented a little bit more. But, I mean, people decide their own lore all the time, so... It's not like that could have been decided, but... No one can figure out if she's wearing boots or socks. They are very long boots. I know the style of boots that these are. I know they don't really look like boots, but it is just a very long boot. I don't think that they are socks. But there are boots that, like, fit really tightly to the leg like that. Thigh-high boots. With, like, a very tiny heel. You can see the heel, like, here, sort of. But I'm pretty sure that they are just, like, skin-tight boots. Yeah, sentient AI, which is very interesting. That led to her being reverse isekai'd and I guess becoming a person? To that extent? Since she developed a heart, we have to assume that that means that that, like, made her into a person, like, an individual. I do kind of like that, version of the lore, though. Having it be a reverse isekai is really cool. And then, like, becoming a human and being able to, like, help people on Earth that way. I don't remember that part. Yeah, so according to the website, it mentions that she was from a digital world, like a digital, like an RPG. And then she was part of the adventuring party, but then she developed a heart and will of her own through mysterious circumstances. Sorry for my Kingdom Hearts bullshit and everything I do. You're allowed. You're so valid. It's okay. I really love it, though. That's why I think it's so cool, the fact that you took advantage of it to do, like, a reverse isekai. I wish I knew a little bit more about the inciting incident, but other than that, I do think it's really cool. Don't apologize. I actually really like it. I feel like it's different compared to how other VTubers sometimes will interpret their lore. Because usually it's, like, the reverse, kind of. Not necessarily, like, I like, isekai'd into a video game. But, like, the idea that, like, they started, like, ordinary people and then kind of, like, became the fantasy thing. But then she kind of pulled, we have Nami here who's kind of pulling a reverse. According to the website, you are a copy of Shiicho. You realize that that's been changed, right? Like... You can't keep holding that over the owner of the site's head. Please. She was a nobody who was rather heartless, and then she became whole. So true. Just needs a keyblade. But no, I like it. I think that the lore is really good. But overall, the aesthetic of the outfit fits the healer vibe. I do wonder if in future outfits for Miss Namiji Frisia, if there will be more allusions to, like, kind of changing this up and, like, having hints of, like, being a healer, but also, like, the developments in her, like, heart and personality have, like, made her kind of switch, like, vibes and aesthetics a little bit more. That is my thought, anyway. I think it would be cool, because, like, one of the things I wished, if we could have changed anything about our core designs, right? I kind of wish that there was, like, an allusion here to the fact that she developed a mind and heart of her own. So, like, there's some sort of, like, flash of a color that's different from, like, the more generic healer vibe. Obviously, that can't be done, because the initial designs are initial designs, but I think it would be really cool if future outfits had more of that vibrancy, but then instead kind of had, like, the reverse with, like, a hint of healing. Well, that's just me. That's just my opinion. It's just a thought that I had. It's my narrative building brain. Sometimes when I, like, learn about this stuff and I think about things, I'm just like, oh, it'd be cool if we could have done this, or if we could have added that. Blah, blah. Needs an Iron Man heart core. No. Because the point is that she became a real human, not a human that's powered by a machine heart. Okay. Next. Shiicho! Shiicho! Look at her! She's so cute. I really love Shi's key visual. I like the pose that she's in. I like the holding up of the skirt. The skirt looks, like, really frilly. In this image. It's just Shi's vibe so well. So, again, we have, like, 3 core colors here. We have yellow, we have white, and we have brown. All of which are things that very much fit Shiicho. I've noticed there's a lot of yellow and white in a lot of these designs. Nothing wrong with that, though. Shiba Bicho, that's her. That's her, alright. But yeah, so all things we've said before, but yellow, very joyful color, very much fits Shiicho's silly gal vibes, silly gal energy. We have white for innocence. I think this is more in the sense of just she being a very pure-hearted girl. Less about innocence, more about just, like, pure intentions. Icho has a lot of love in her silly little gal heart, and it shows in, like, everything that she does, even in terms of, like, her character. And then, of course, Brown. Brown being, like, hardworking, down-to-earth, like, working hard for, and, like, I guess you could argue, quote-unquote, lower class, because she's, like, working what would be considered a minimum wage job by being a maid, but a maid at a puppy cafe, which could be considered minimum wage, but, like, you know, it just means that she's, like, a hard worker, and she's kind of, like, fending for herself, so to speak, and, like, trying to protect the puppies that are in her care. Just a little bit silly as a treat. I feel like hers is one of the easiest to read because of the simple coloration. One of the few humans in kawaii. I mean, hey. Someone's gotta be just a plain old human. Alright, let me take a look at Shi's lore. I remember her lore video a little bit as well. I remember her interacting with puppies in the forest. A girl who spends her days working as a maid at a puppy cafe, very energetic and excitable, loves video games and anime, a bit clumsy but tries her best to do a good job. Yeah. Is she the only human? She's, I don't think the only, because I think Isla-sama is also a human, even though she was isekai'd. So I think it's Isla-sama, and then she, Icho, the 3 of us, in Hanamizuki, I think would all technically be considered a form of non-human. I think Ron is the closest to human. But Ron's also, like, a Grim Reaper type, so I don't necessarily know. Like, I feel like that kind of makes her a bit different. As in Earth's human, I guess that's the argument here, yeah, like, just an ordinary gal. Because Lua is technically a bird person. Lete? Is Lete human? Was that in her lore? I'm gonna have to look on the website when we get to Ephemera, but... yeah. At the moment, I think it's Isla and she who are human. I think Ron could technically be the closest to human in Hanamizuki, but, like, technically, Kaya, it would be considered an alien because she's from the moon, and then I'm literally not human. I used to be, but I'm not anymore. Lette is bird human adjacent. A chef assassin. I mean, I know that that's her lore, but I wonder... I don't know. I don't think she ever mentioned not being human. So I do think that that must mean that she's a human. So there's at least one in every gen, technically. Lette is egg, which I guess explains the bird adjacent because of the egg association. I love that for her. Okay. I love Shiicho's design, though. It is so cute. Egg. Wow, who's this? Who is this green woman? Never seen her before. Green woman? Crazy. So much green. Wow, she's cute. Oh no. Buno pointing. Thighs woman. Stop saying she's cute! Weirdo spotted? Now that's more accurate. Freaking weirdo. Who is this creature? Okay, so objectively, green and yellow everywhere. Again, a lot of us have a lot of yellow. It's very interesting. I didn't realize the correlation of, like, so many of us having, like, yellow associations until going through all of these. Lots of yellow. Okay, so, green is a new color, though. New color unlocked. Holy shit, new color. That's crazy. So... so green is associated a lot with, like, nature. It's healing, too, in a different way from, like, the purity of, like, white and, like, holy energy. Green is also associated with, like, being healing and soothing in a very relaxing kind of tone. Everyone update your rainbow. Let's go! New colors! But it's very nature-oriented, and we have talked about how I am a nature-oriented Oni. That's where a lot of my magic tends to come from, so it kind of makes sense. Then we have, of course, yellow. I feel like a broken record with how much yellow there is, but... happiness, joyfulness, a little bit of, like, childishness. It's a very, like, bright and happy color. Pretty straightforward with that. And then the hints of purple. Purple is a hint of, like, magical energy and mystery. It also can be considered a royal color. We have joked about me being a princess before. Or an empress, depending on if you know, you know. But yeah, the little glimpses of purple are, like, allusions to that kind of, like, magical energy and that, like, air of mystery. At least if I were to apply them to myself. What color is the outside of your hair? The outside of my hair is brown. What do you mean Kaya would say it's black? What do you mean? Literally, my hair is such a light brown. My hair is the brownest brown to ever brown. Does Kaya not know her colors? Am I going to have to teach her? She's literally, like, drawn art of me before, and she's used brown! She's used brown! What do you mean? I have words for that girl. Shaking my dang head. Kaya thinks her hair is black? Girl, that's brown. Girl, she's blind. That's brown. This is brown. What? She literally has, like, black in her outfit. You can see the black in, like, the sleeve here, and then the brown of the hair. They are not the same shade. What is she talking about? What is bro on about? Anyways. I'll yell at her later. But no, her hair is not black. It's brown. It's a darker brown than mine, but it's brown. She's crazy. I think she wishes she had black hair, I guess. She color picked it and it was black? She must have chosen, like, a line. Like, there's a line where the shading is, where it's dark, where it's like a darker shade, but she must have chosen that and then been like, oh, it's black. Liar. Someone mislabeled her crayons when she was a child. Like, I'm looking at this and I literally see no black besides, like, where the shading is on the hair. But I guess the thing is, too, though, like, models sometimes make things look a little bit darker. So if she, like, color picked off of, like, an image, like, a screenshot of her model, there's a chance that it could have been read as darker, but, like, I can check this right now. Hold on. I'm gonna skinwalk really quickly. You can't see me, because I don't technically have her permission to do this on stream yet. But I have her model, and I'm going to check right now. Ain't no way. Okay, yes, the model does make it look a little bit darker, but it's still brown. What did she mean by this? I'm, like, looking at the ponytail and everything. That's brown. Yeah, Oni Magic. I just did a casual little henshin real quick, but, like, girl, that's brown. What do you mean? Lighting is funny. I suppose it is an issue of the lighting. And like I said, I can see the hair being darker on the model versus the key visual. The key visual makes it very obvious it's brown. But, like, on the model, it does look a bit darker, and there's some parts of it that kind of look like they match the arm sleeve a little bit more, but it's still brown. Like, I'm looking at them next to each other, and the shades are still, like, different enough that it's not black. She doesn't have black hair. Also, she's, like, literally drawn herself before and used browns, too. Like, ma'am? Ma'am. Anyway, I'm switching back now. Hi, it's me. I'm back. Oh, weird. I keep forgetting every time I spawn in that it spawns me in thighs first, so, like, the focus is always on my thighs instead of on my face. Hi. I just realized that you and Kaya both have a different shade inside the hair. Yeah, our undertones are different. Kaya actually has two colors, because she's got a few white streaks as well. White and red. Mm-hmm. OBS knows what it's doing. No, that's VTube Studio. VTube Studio knows to spawn me in thighs first. I can show you a more direct example, technically, but we're good. Don't want to spend too much time on all the silliness. Okay, well, we finished looking at me, so let's go to Ron now. Bon Boogie Ha. Pink. Very feminine color. White. Color of innocence. We're here again. But the red is different. It's a more muted red, so we're going to go back to my description of muted colors kind of being like a less extreme version of their color description, their color archetypes. But a muted red is considered the color of, like, extreme emotions. Red is usually associated with things like strong passion, strong anger, strong love, It can be associated with emotions that are both positive and negative. The point is that they are felt very, very strongly. It's a very bold color. It's a very aggressive color. Compared to blue being represented by like cooler and more calmer character types, red would be kind of considered a more aggressive and like energy like outward color type. And it's like subtle in Ron's design, and it's a much more muted tone compared to like bold red. Hidden strength, that could be a way to look at it. I think it's a way that like I mean, we know how Ron is, and we know that Ron is pretty like outward with her passions, like with the things that she loves. She's really good at expressing her passion for the things that she cares about. But I kind of like the idea that in terms of character, maybe she's a little bit more on the reserved side. But like that red is there to kind of show that like hidden passion, that like hidden desire to like express those passions. And then like she has kind of like a purplish tone to her hair, which again gives that air of like regal, but also I kind of think of like mystery. Ron is the heir to her family's sword style, but before she can learn the sword style, she has to learn a bunch of other sword styles from the rest of the world. That's part of her lore, in case you guys didn't know. But like her goal is to like learn as many different like fighting styles as she can, so that she can take it back to the Tsukiha clan, and then actually like rise in the ranks to like get access to the Tsukiha style of like swordplay, like sword work. So she's like trying to like learn all these different like sword skills. So we could argue that like the red being a hidden strength could also work quite well. Because she has like that latent potential inside of her to obtain the Tsukiha power. That's good lore. Yeah! I like her lore. I think it's really good. I've said this before, but when I first saw the models for Hanamizuki, I thought that the Ron model was very kudere, so the idea of hidden emotions works really, really well for that. She's a fluffy teddy bear, so imagining her learning fighting styles. No! You have to understand, we're looking at it in terms of both character and person. Please understand. Hello, Hanamizuki. Let me look at Ron's profile. Her overconfidence and cold demeanor led her to make a fatal mistake on an important mission, resulting in her going on a journey of self-discovery. Yeah, she did kind of add that. You guys have traveler-type lores? Yeah! You're actually kind of on the nose in terms of us, like, going on journeys to, like, discover things. But yeah, so, like, Ron's lore is that she was overconfident, but also had a very cold demeanor at first. But now she's going on a journey to, like, kind of, like, rediscover herself. She uncovers the world of idols and VTubers, inspiring her to reach out and revealing a more spirited side of her to spread warmth to the people around her. So basically, through finding idols, which is something she's quite passionate about, and VTubers, that encouraged her to become a bit of a warmer person, so that, like, hidden side is kind of starting to come out a little bit more. But yeah, we were right about the cold demeanor at first. Heck yeah. I love Ron's lore. It's so cool. But yeah, in like her initial lore plans, it talked about how she had to inherit the Tsukiha powers. I wonder, with this description, I wonder if it's been decided that she's kind of like been like rejected from it because of that mistake. Maybe she had been really close, but then decided to, but then like when she lost the opportunity, she had to like work from the ground up to regain the power, or like be able to use it better. It's like Kenshin, very cold until she made a mistake opening their heart up. Yeah, basically. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the inspiration. I love Rodchild. Her lore is so neat. Baya, Bishibino. I mean, Kaya has a lot of colors in her design. Surprisingly. Like, she's got the red in her hair, which we've discussed being very bold, very emotionally forward, very kind of aggressive. And then we've got, like, a lot of the orange in her outfit. Her outfit is, like, orange, white, and that, like, teal blue, primarily. Which is an interesting mix of, like, traits, which I think kind of fits with the fact that Kaya is a bit of an all-rounder. These colors tell me creature, uncontrollable, chaos, real. But again, we'll go through the basics of it kind of quickly, but, like, white, innocence, purity. I think it's more so innocence, because, like, Kaya comes from the moon, she doesn't really know that much about Earth. We've got yellow through, like, the gold, which is kind of like that, joyful energy. Kaya's the first one that has a busy color palette. Yeah, I was gonna say that too. A lot of the other girls, they kind of have, like, only 3 or 4, maybe, like, max 5 colors. Kaya feels like she has way more. But I like it. All the colors still work together really well. The thing about orange is the creativity color. And if you know anything about, Kaya, that, like, really suits her because she's so good at, like, creative stuff. Really good at singing, really good at art. Capable of mixing, capable of making videos. She's really good at everything, so, like, that creative energy, and also the creative energy is what motivates her when it comes to being on Earth. She was known for singing on the moon, like she was known for her singing voice there as well, but coming to Earth was what made her realize that she could do more singing, and so she wants to, like, be known for her singing. And I think that that creative energy is the thing that drives her, so having orange be the primary color in her design really suits that. She is very much the embodiment of orange, although she would tell you that she'd rather be red or, like, yellow or something. And then, of course, we have the, like, teal blue. I wonder if there would be a different interpretation of, like, teal as a color, because I don't know if, like, many of the blue things necessarily suit Kaya. But I guess that sense of justice could be, like... Because she is very, like, firm, and she will, like, fight and, like, defend what she believes in. And she did kind of, like, fight for herself to be able to come to Earth to, like, focus on singing. So that could be a way to interpret it. I love how the orange and teal works very well, and her mama did a really good job with incorporating all of these colors. They look very good together. I can't say that enough. I mean, orange and teal are kind of complementary already. Blue and orange do work quite well together. But I really like it. A darker blue like teal is usually bespoken of the cycle of life, further enforced by her rope being in Ouroboros. Oh, true. I can kind of see that. Although I think her rope is meant to be, like, kind of more like an infinity symbol with how it's tied in the back, less so than an Ouroboros. Ouroboros is like a complete circle. But a slightly similar vibe, maybe. But no, Kaya's design, I really like the orange. I wish more designs used orange. I feel like orange is a very underutilized color, underappreciated. But I like orange a lot. We actually joked that maybe my idol color should have been orange, but I was like, if I was orange, I would literally be a carrot. Because I'm so green, but if I made my idol color orange, I would have been a freaking carrot. This is a Shira Nui style Suna knot. I see. Neat. The more you know. You know vitamin C. I was almost a carrot, just so you know. Luckily, did not become a carrot. I am Borble instead. Orple. Okay. the more you know. Alright, but with Kaya done, that means we are on to our newest children and also the current biggest gen. Ephemera, starting with Tomoe Carmine. Tomoe Carmine. There she is. Very, very red. I feel like the red is kind of an ironic color for Tomoe. So Tomoe is a half ghost. I'm pretty sure you guys know that. She's a half ghost. She's the conductor of the Ephemera train. The train that escorts souls to the underworld. Kind of similar to Ron. In terms of like escorting souls to the afterlife. So like red is the primary color. And red is associated with like boldness and like strong emotions. I say it's kind of ironic because like to me, I feel like Tomoe has like a slightly like chill kind of deadpan humor to her. So the fact that she's got like red, which is like a very emotional color. I mean, Tomoe can also be emotional, but I feel like her humor is like very deadpan. And her demeanor can sometimes be quite deadpan. Kaya thinks Tomoe's jacket is pink? Kaya! Girl, what do you mean? This is red! What? Tomoe is hiding a bit of her unhingedness. I do think some of Ephemera, and I don't mean any shade towards them, I love them with all of my heart. I think some of them are scared to be too unhinged still because they are still new. I mean, if you guys remember, I think even Hanamizuki had a moment of being a bit unsure of how unhinged we could get when we first started out as well. But I think Ephemera are still in that stage of like, I don't know how much of myself I can show to everybody yet. They'll get over it in time. They'll get there. They've only been here for 2 months. Give them some time. So that's probably why you feel that way. Red could be taken as a lot of hidden passion. That would only be if it was a more muted color, because this is such a bold red. My initial interpretation is that it's more bold emotions. It took some of Gen 1 time to let loose. I think Mimi didn't have such a phase. No, I think Mimi is holding back quite a bit too. And again, there's nothing wrong with that necessarily. But I think that they need to work towards opening up a little bit more. I think they're still a little bit shy. And I think they're also a little bit like more worried about what management might think, but like in the end, management are nothing to be afraid of. That was something that the senpai told Hanamizuki when we joined too. They were just like, you can listen to management to a certain extent, but like also, it's okay. It's okay to still do your own thing sometimes. I swear I see some of their other slides slip out here and there. Oh yeah, for sure. It's slipping up here and there because they're starting to become more comfortable. But I'm just saying to give them a bit more time until they are like truly comfortable. But back to Tomoe. So we have a lot of red, and also the accent color is kind of like a golden orange, which is interesting. Because, like, it doesn't read as, like, straight up gold like how some of the other designs have. I don't think it's a straight up gold. It looks more orange to me. Perhaps like a copper of sorts. But I guess copper would be brown. But, like, my point is it's not a straight up gold. So, like, if we look at it as, like, orange, that could be, like, the creative color. Which would suit Tomoe because she's very creative in the singing department as well. A bit of blue. Yeah, there's blue in the flames. And, like, some of the, like, shine in, like, the boots and, like, on the cape is also that same kind of, like, teal blue. Her model seems almost general-like. Well, she is a conductor, yeah. I don't know what the initial intention was with her design, but she's very much like train conductor energy. I read a train conductor from this at the very least. Although, I feel like the badge on the chest could also read like a military badge, so hard to say. But I still can read train conductor, which I think works very well for her. She was going to be soon? Maybe. What else can I read from this? I mean, I know that she's a half ghost. I think the flames are like the main cue to that. Pink hair. I guess pink hair could be like that kind of like feminine energy and like that cute energy. Tomoe does have quite a bit of gap moe going on with her, don't you think? She has quite a bit of gap moe in like a good way. It's very cute. I do really like her design though. It's like so different from a lot of well, maybe less so the design, but the art style. I really like how different the art style is compared to some other like compared to how some other artists will like make VTubers look. It's really pretty. I feel like she's the most Chuni vibes. Yeah, this would give me very strong Chuni vibes too if it wasn't for the fact that I know Tomoe's personality is like she easily cringes at herself. Very vivid. Yeah, super vivid. Her outfit color is literally carmine, not red, technically. What would carmine be considered then? Hold on, I have to look this up. Carmine color. Carmine is a vivid red color with a hint of purple. Deep red colors that are very slightly purplish, but are closer to red than the color crimson. I mean, I do see the purple in some of the shading. I do see the almost purple with the shading. I think she's the most herself, but still holds a little bit back. I think I could agree with that. But yeah, I mostly see the purple in the carmine coloring in like the shading. But yes, it's not pink. I don't understand what Kaya is on about. There's a chance that she was doing that just to troll. Because, like, I refuse to believe she meant it. Like, she literally had to have been trolling. There's no way. There's no way. There's a little green by the skirt. I think the underside of it is green, yeah, but we don't necessarily have to use that for analysis. I'm going mostly by primary colors. Certain things like the shading accent colors don't really matter as much. It's more about like base core colors that the brain interprets. So for our purposes, it's like the red, the orange, a little bit of the teal because of the flames, because that's a key part of the design. She is referred to as the pink lady because she has pink hair. That's the only reason. And again, the pink hair kind of suits that like hidden femininity, that like hidden part of that like gap moe I was talking about. But I still feel like her base personality is like more around the like red and orange. I still really like this design though. Okay, next. Oh, my eyes! I'm sorry, Miss Navina Nova. These colors are just so bright. Light mode activation. Okay. Bright! Bright! Nano is light mode. She's literally glow in the dark, I think. Okay, so primary colors, white, black, blue. That's about it. Flashbang? Yeah, real. Okay, so interestingly, the fact that there's so much black in this design is really fascinating to me, because black is usually associated with like evil, but like also just kind of like darkness, and like it tends to mean like nothingness and kind of like the void almost. I guess it could also be considered like a spatial color, like related to space, which, I mean, works for her because she's an alien. I do just find it interesting that so much of it is like black, but like I guess what else could you use? Isn't she a robot? Black signifying not technically alive? Not really. I mean, black is a color associated with death, but like... I don't think that that interpretation applies here. She reads as an alien to me, but she still has the like cat features, which is interesting. She's last of the kind of in her lore. Yes, I don't think so. I don't think she is. I think she was trying to find them. Yeah, she was trying to find, because her original planet disappeared. She's trying to re-find it. Or she's trying to find a home. Did not know she was a cat girl. I guess the look just made me think robot. I mean, she's supposed to be an alien cat, kind of. The description says that on her planet everybody spoke like cats. So, I guess they are like cat aliens. But yeah, white is the color of like innocence, which makes sense for Navina Nova based on this lore. And then blue, having that kind of like soothing, calm energy that looks like kind of suits her vibes as well. Kind of seems to me like she kind of wants to cultivate that sort of audience. And according to her lore, it also says that she wants to create a safe and welcoming community. Blue is very soothing. Very calm. I do think that would draw in a lot of people. So it kind of fits that vibe. It is important to note that it's electric blue, though, yes. It's like a very bright blue. Is this innocence hiding darkness? I could argue that, but I don't honestly know enough about what Nano's plans for her lore is to know for sure. I think that would be pretty cool, though, if she wanted to go that angle. But I also can't really see Nano doing anything too edgy. She's kind of too baby. Like, when I look at Nano, I just see, like, a literal baby. I'm just like, you are a child. I don't think you are capable of being edgy. And I mean that endearingly. Like, she could try, but it would be like your little sibling trying to, like, emulate, your emo phase or something. But I think it'd be really cool if she leaned into that idea, if she ever, should the opportunity come for her to change her outfit. I think she has some edge hidden in there. I don't think so. I think she's just too much baby. Granted, maybe it is there and she's just really good at hiding it. I wouldn't know. But I think that'd be a cool angle to take. Embodiment of light mode. Yeah, I do think we can at least agree on that much. Truly embodies what light mode looks like. Very cute design, though. There are some things you hear her say and you're like, hold up. I mean, I think that's true for most anybody that's, like, doing streaming. You eventually reach a point where you lose where you kind of lose your mental filter and you just kind of start saying stuff. It'd be like that. Alright, on to Mamie. Majoko Mamie. So, lots of purple. We've already discussed how purple is a mysterious and magical associated color, so it makes sense that a witch would have that much purple. She's also got a bit of blue, which is like a, kind of like a enforcement type color, like a very, like, sense of justice, sense of, like, kind of like a righteous sense of self, I would say. And I think that also suits Mamie. Mamie is really good at fighting for what she thinks is correct. She will pick a fight with you. Affectionately. I really like Mamie's design. So do I! She's so cute! It's a really good design. I like it a lot. And then she's got the gold, which is kind of like that subdued yellow vibe like we talked about. She has the, like, more subdued happiness. I think kind of similar to Lua. She can have that, like, subdued, cheerful energy. But she's like, she shows it more so in, like, being sweet towards other people, I think. But yeah, I think the blue really symbolizes how well she can, like, defend and, like, fight for what she believes in. And then again, purple is literally just, like, the magical color. And, like, the mystery color. It's associated with, like, the supernatural and, like, the paranormal a lot of the time. That also kind of fits the fact that a lot of her magic is tarot-focused and, like, fortune-telling. Very good design overall, though. She's also got the purple undertone in her hair. I keep forgetting she has that. She's got, like, triple tones in her hair. Because, like, the primary is, like, that kind of teal-greenish. Then she's got the purple undertone. And then she's got, like, the blue kind of ombre at the tips. Miss Yuno, can you please explain why anime girls don't understand how to wear coats? So, I mean, I can't claim to know one way or the other, but, like, girls really love oversized clothing. And oversized clothing tends to slide off the body more often than not. So usually if it's not being properly worn, it's because it's oversized. And it's easy to just kind of let it, like, swoop down. That's usually what I think it is. Oversized clothing is just really comfy because it's, like, super baggy and you can kind of, like, snuggle up in it. But then the downside is that it often will, like, slide off. Best explanation I've heard. You're welcome. Yuno also wears hers off shoulder. Yeah, but I have, like, a robe underneath it, though. I have a robe underneath. So technically, yes, but no. Yes, but also no. In terms of Mimi's lore, witch in training from the land of witches who is studying abroad on Earth, 50% sass, 50% sleepy. Excitable girl, aiming to cheer you on with magic. Yeah, a lot of this is just talking about, like, Purple Witch, which literally is what we described. That was a proper explanation? Yeah. Because you can even tell with Mamie, right? If she were to pull the coat, like, up onto her shoulders, it would be very baggy. And, like, while that does, like, work, and would be a way to, like, keep warm, and that's usually how a lot of, like, magic users, like, wear their robes, it'd be quite baggy. So, of course, it just slides off. And Mamie's also just a tiny girl to begin with, so it just would slide right off. Boop. Unlike me, though, she actually can show her bare shoulders. I'm not jealous. Anyways, very cute design. I like it very, very much. I can say that about everyone's designs, though. Ah, chef's kiss. Okay. Latte! Latte's got a very straightforward color palette. There is, like, no deviation. Black, white, pink. That's it. Important question, is she taller than you? Is Mamie? Yes? I think so. Even with the hat off, I think she's still a bit taller than me. Egg. But yeah, Lette's color palette is like one of the most unified, I think. I mean, similar to She, it's interesting that the two people who are kind of associated with like cooking and like cafes and stuff are like the most unified in their color palette. I guess because it kind of looks like a uniform. Something about uniforms having straightforward colors. But it's interesting because her design also utilizes the three colors in like kind of unique ways. I like her hair in the undertone. Her hair doesn't really have an undertone, so to speak. It might just be the way that the key visual is drawn that makes it look that way, but I don't think her hair actually has an undertone. I think it's just straight up, like, black. I think the reason it looks like it has an undertone is because that's the hair that's, like, way in the back. You could say it's rather uniform. There's some pink in her hair. That's not an undertone. Those are just streaks. If it was an undertone, it would be the color, like, behind it. Like, let's look back at Mamie. Mamie has purple under the main layer of her hair. That is an undertone. What Lette has are just streaks. Because it doesn't color, like... The back of her hair is not all pink, so that is not an undertone. You get it? But again, these are all colors we've discussed before. So pink is a very effeminate color. It's usually associated with like love and kind of like more girly things. We have white, which is again the color of like innocence. And then the primary color being black is that kind of like more dark, not evil, but like it's associated with kind of like darker things. It could also be the color of death, which fits with the whole assassin chef thing. I kind of, this is just my interpretation, which might be a little bit silly. Sorry, Lette, if you watch this, but I kind of like the idea of the white being like, because it's primarily focused on like the apron and the hat, right? I kind of like the idea of it being like a fake attempt at trying to see him like innocent. It's like she's just like, teehee, look, I've put my assassin ways to the side. I am definitely just an ordinary chef now. Ahahaha. Ahahaha. You believe me, right? Ahaha. And you can say that about the pink too, because like the primary color in everywhere else is like black, and I just think that I think that idea is kind of funny. But that's just a silly thought. I don't think it's true. But black is also kind of like a I don't know how to word this, but it's a very like, because of its associations with like death, it's also kind of like the absence of color. I talked about that a little bit as well in my slides, but it's kind of like, it's like a negative sense of there being no color. I would say that on the opposite end, white being the absence of color is like a slightly more positive thing because of like purity. Meanwhile, since black is a very dark color, it's kind of the sense of like a negative feeling. Like it feels a little bit more on like the negative side, which again I think kind of leans into the fact that she was previously an assassin. To me, that makes me feel like she experienced a lot of like hardship in her past, and so she's trying to like move past it and like re-seek things like innocence and purity and like that more sort of like girlish side by becoming an idol. That's why the white and pink are there specifically, because those are two colors that are often associated with forms of purity and innocence. That's how I would interpret it, anyway. Secretly the Grim Reaper? I don't think so, because Ron is technically our Grim Reaper. I think it'd be weird if there were two Grim Reapers. That would be a very strange coincidence. I'd just be like, huh. But no, Lette is just an ex-assassin who then became a chef. But I think she's trying to get more in touch with, like, her feminine side after putting that life of assassinhood behind. And that's why these colors have been introduced into the overall, like, design. I guess in my head, in her past, she wore, like, all black in order to do her assassin work. So then maybe the introduction of the white and the pink is her way of kind of, like, finding her way back. Her name somewhat sounds like latte in cappuccino. Well, I know Bon Appetit is kind of meant to sound like Bon Appetit. I forget what lettuce means. I forget what it stands for. She's Yor? No. Yor has red. Yor is, like, passion. I mean, Lente in Yor's dress, though, when she's in assassin mode, that could be pretty sick. Fan artist, if you're listening. Lente in Yor's dress? Thanks. That one's for me. Like, yeah, that's kind of how I see Lete. And then... Kohaku! Alright, so... Kohaku has a lot of gray as the primary color, and then again we've got the flashes of white for innocence and purity. I think for Kohaku, this is one of the instances where, like, purity might be a little bit more about, like, pure-hearted. She has such a cute design. I love the little, like, flashes of orange. But yeah, we've got the gray, which is kind of like the monochrome sort of vibe of, like, absence of color. Ironically enough, the absence of color works really well for a detective because a lot of detective media tends to be in black and white, or, like, detectives get associated with kind of that, like, black and white noir aesthetic. So absence of color adds to mystery. I talked about this a bit in my previous presentation, but the idea of an absence of color makes moments of color a lot more noticeable. It's a really good storytelling device to have your story be black and white primarily, and then have, like, one color be, like, the one color that you can see. Or the slow reintroduction of color for, like, thematic purposes. So the fact that her primary colors have a lot of that, like, gray, black, and white aesthetic is very fitting of a detective. And then we have the flashes of orange, and as we've discussed, orange is our creative color. So the fact that a detective has orange in her design means that she's a very creative person, so she's probably creative enough to, like, find solutions or, like, find the obscure places to get evidence and things like that. I like the orange white blend on her sleeves. I do too. I really like that kind of ombre effect on the sleeve. It's super good. Our little dream-eating detective. So she's creatively making up that evidence. No, she's creative in how she thinks of solutions. And I mean, she's creative in that she gets most of her evidence from people's dreams too, right? So that means that she has to be able to interpret dreams to be able to understand, like, what they have to do with the case at hand. So I think that means that she's a pretty creative person. Yeah. Also very uniform in terms of colors. There's, like, flashes of other colors, like a little bit of brown on that pouch there, but for the most part, pretty uniform colors. I wonder if dream evidence holds up in court. You'd have to ask her. I wouldn't know. I have to assume that it does. Because, like, why else is that, like, her main way of finding evidence and stuff? Whoops, I clicked on Hanamizuki. I wanted to click on Ephemera. Koha, what's your lore? Kohaku. What is your lore? Mysterious self-proclaimed detective. Oh, self-proclaimed. I see. Who uses her dream-eating powers to sniff out criminals. Among all flavors of dreams, the guilty dreams of criminals taste the worst. Striving to rid the world of all guilty dreams, Kohaku challenges herself with multiple unsolved mysteries to sate her appetite for the truth. Oh, interesting. So guilty criminals, their dreams taste icky yucky. So she's like, Your Honor, I tasted this man's dreams. They were gross. Clearly he's the culprit. Nothing tastes sweeter than the dreams of a mind at peace, and Kohaku is on a case to ease your mind and heart. Would you let this dream eater lull you to a good night's sleep in exchange for a little taste of your dream? Okay. I don't remember if she's ever specified how the dream, eating dream evidence or whatever works. That'd be a cool thing for her to explore, though. But yeah, basically, criminals taste gross. People who have their minds at ease have really nice tasting dreams. So she is there to soothe you and help you not feel so stressed out so that your dreams taste better. I mean, so that you can, rest easy. The self-proclaimed, I think, is doing a lot of the legwork here. Self-proclaimed detective. We need to ask her about her detective activities. We need to know the truth of these statements. No. Not a succubus. There are other creatures that eat dreams. Why did you have to jump to the worst one? Well, not the worst. I do love succubi and incubi, but, like, there are other options. I'm self-proclaimed innocent. I love that for you. I found the loophole. Doesn't the fact that she's missing a sock have some meaning? No, it just means that she's not wearing another sock. A lot of VTuber designs go for asymmetry because it's a good way to have, like, a bit of variety in the design without taking away too much. So I don't think that has any particular meaning. Not really. Unless she decides to give it meaning. How about the hat? Baku-chan? I don't really know that much about it. Besides the fact that it has a name. I mean, it's got teeth, too. Looks like it's doing a little om nom nom nom. Maybe that means something, but... Maybe she forgot one sock because she's forgetful or clumsy. I mean, that would be reading into it a bit too much. It's also not related to colors, so I really can't say one way or the other. She's been secretive with Baku-chan? Interesting. But last but not least, Mokami Hiyori. This should be a familiar face if you watched my stream last night. Hio! Hio is embodiment of warm colors. She's literally one of the warmest palettes, I think, in all of kawaii. Not just warm, but also like soft. Like soft. This is closer to my idea of like a pastel palette, if that makes sense. Because she's got the very pale orange, the like peachy orange, then she's also got the peachy pink in her skirt. Very like pale colors on like the flowers. Very, very warm presence overall. Design and personality match so well, strongly agree. Our fellow Dominachi, this is so true. Okay, so, but that said, so, you know, orange, creative color. I like that it's a bit more muted because I feel like Hiyori kind of understates her own creativity in a lot of ways. I think that she, she's a little bit modest, our modest little wolf bard. Hiyori, meanwhile, brings the whole color wheel in her alternate personas. Yeah, we were talking a little bit before stream about how she has a ton of alters. She was talking about how she had shortcuts to get to all of them, and I was just like, my goodness, that's a lot. I don't really do the recoloring thing, it's a lot of work. But yeah, orange, creative color. It's also a very joyful color, very happy, cheerful, and warm. We also have the pink for the more, like, effeminate side. Although, ironically, Hiyori doesn't really strike me as too much of a girly girl. I feel like she does have, like, that effeminate energy, but I don't really get, like, girly girl vibes from her. She still kind of has that, like, energetic, borderline tomboy personality while not quite being a tomboy, if that makes sense. I think it's just the dog girl in her. Her wolfy energy. What about the recoloring for Evil Yuno? How many times do I have to tell you that Evil Yuno is just me, but evil? It's not a recoloring. Tis not a recoloring, it is just an alternate universe version of me. Maybe it's more of a muted red case than pink. Maybe. But I do think that this is still very pink. Awu, but very puppy, correct. All dog girls must be very Genki, this is true. But yeah, her color palette is overall just very, very warm, which I like a lot. She also has the brown, because I was thinking about the word grounded. She has the grounded energy, of that, like, brown color that's also in her color palette. It's also, like, down to earth, makes sense, because she's associated with, like, the wheat fields, and the kind of, like, more close to farm girl energy, but not quite full farm girl. She is cottagecore and you love that. I do! I love it very much. I don't think I could pull off Hiyori's model, though. Maybe in another life. But I do love that she's cottagecore. The cottagecore, it really suits her. I also like the modesty of her outfit. I do like the, like, long dress. It does cover a lot. I guess you could argue the fact that you can't see her legs is probably different from, like, a lot of the other girls, because, like, even if they're wearing thigh highs or something, you still see the legs. But for Hio, you don't really know what her, like, bottom half looks like, because the skirt is so, like, big and floofy. But no, I really like this color palette for her. It's just such a nice... It's like, it's very easy on the eyes, these colors. Not to make fun of her again, but if we go back to Miss Light mode, things that are a bit more difficult on the eyes, because there's just a lot of, like, bright... It's very bright in comparison. And, like, even some of the other designs, they have a lot of, like, brightness going on. I would say Lette is probably in a similar area to Hiyori, actually, in terms of, like, easy on the eyes. But, like, Hiyori has a design that's very easy to look at. To me, it's also very interesting that even though there are 6 of them, it's very interesting how they managed to make all of Ephemera still, like, work together cohesively as, like, a group. They're bright and pale, so the different elements of the design is hard to see. Yeah! I agree with that, especially with poor Nano. Her skin is so pale. It, like, it doesn't do her any favors. I do think that Ephemera do have, like, pretty simple designs overall, though. Because, like, Kohaku also has a pretty simple outfit. Same with Lette. I think Mimi might be a bit difficult. Nano is quite difficult. And Tomoe, besides, like, the crazy ribbons, hers is also pretty easy, too. No sun in space? Wait. You realized, huh? You figured it out, huh? No sun in space! Everyone point and laugh. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. We all have our moments, it's fine. Nano suit below the coat seems easy. Well, that material would be kind of hard to work with, especially to make it that skin tight. Like, yeah! And I think with that, we have looked at everybody's colors. Good job, team. We can barely handle almost expect astronomy. With all the brightness she has, maybe she is the sun? That'd be crazy. Mimi's outfit would probably be the most difficult to draw. I think it's because of the patterns on the robe, huh? I do also think that, like, the triple tone of the hair might be difficult to color. But I feel like Lette, Kohaku, and Hiyori might be the easiest to draw. I think the other 3 have elements that would make them a bit difficult to draw. For Tomoe, it's, like, all the details on the outfit, because she has a lot of buttons and, like, the ribbons on the sleeves and all of that stuff. It's a lot of, like, small details. I can't say anything because I'm not an artist, but I think the patterning for Nano is difficult. And then Mamie has like the roses on her robe and stuff. She has one of the more complex, like, layered outfits, kind of, because she's got the robe, she's got the undersleeve, she's got kind of like the bodysuit. The outfit pattern, well, there are patterns to, like, make that a bit easier. Like, brushes, there are brushes that would make it a bit easier, but I do agree that if you were doing it by hand, it might be difficult. Hio is probably one of the easiest to draw. But yeah, good job, team. We looked at everybody's colors. Great job, guys. Okay. I have to wrap now, as in end. I'm not gonna just suddenly drop a sick beat. I have to just end. I'm ending. Because I've got stuff I gotta finish before, the next stream. Reminder, I am streaming again at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, Onigashima time. I will be playing more Tales of Symphonia. It's gonna be kind of dating sim style, where, I'm gonna have a guide to find all of the circle skits, which are the ones that influence affection levels, and you guys are going to be able to vote, on how we interact with all the characters, and we will raise and lower affection levels, respectively. And then we will get to see the big moments, the big thing that it's leading up to. I've been talking this up for a while, but I'm looking forward to seeing who we end up choosing. Yuno is slowly becoming a dating sim specialist. Slowly? I've already been there. It's just a matter of me unveiling my true colors. Harem route? I wish. Sadly, Tales of Symphonia don't work like that. You can only have the one. You can only have the one. And it sucks. Okay. So, with that, I'm going to end it here for now. I hope I see you later. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope that you have a good rest of your time zone. And until I see you again, Minotsu! Yes, you're right. Monogamy does suck. Anyway, goodbye.